What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. Today, before I get into the nonsense of the day, I wanted to send prayers up to Ananda Lewis's family. May she rest in peace. If you do not know who that is, I will put up her picture right now. That is Ananda Lewis. May she rest in peace. I remember her at it was MTV as MTV DJ or VJ. Very talented, beautiful young lady. She was only, it was shocked to me, she was only 3 years younger than me. I always trip out when I see people who are younger than me pass away. She lost her life to cancer, and just I remember I moved out to LA in my 20s, and I saw her once, which is tripped out, is that I saw her once at the House of Blues, and that night I was here working in the entertainment industry and young cat, and I saw her. I always say, "Wow, she's beautiful. She's beautiful in person," but very subdued, relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Cool person. And I remember that night Prince was there, right? And so, I didn't see them together at that moment. I just saw, Prince was down there on the stage, and I was only there for a brief time. And there was today I was looking up, information about her, and her and Prince dated for a very short time, which I didn't know. And so it's crazy that I saw both of them not together. Not that it could have been together, but I didn't see them right next to each other. He was on stage, and she was sitting in a certain area. This is a House of Blues in L.A. It's since closed, but it was back in the 90s. It had to be like 90. I want to say 94, 95, something like that. But anyway, rest in peace, Ananda Lewis. Rest in peace. So now that we've given love to this sister, we're going to get back to the regular schedule plan. Today, I told you guys yesterday that that the type of people that Donald Trump and his minions are. I told you that for those who are out here protesting, I'm in LA. None of the crap that Fox is spewing, because I hadn't even watched Fox. I just knew their propaganda thing. I knew yesterday. I said it. I said, look, if you're going to protest, do it peacefully. Show the power that you have in the numbers that you have. California, you have huge numbers of people. You can show that power in a peaceful way, which shows that there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, that are fed up with Donald Trump's shit. I told you that the narrative that they were going to run, you got to understand something. Fox, which blew my mind years ago when I was watching CNN, Fox is the highest rated show, news, even though they suck at news, their propaganda. They have more millions of people in this country watching that crap than anything else. No matter what race, black, white, Latin, Asian, they're watching that crap in a higher number in their state. I'm from Indiana, and I knew a lot of black people who only got like Fox, like on their TV, and it's like that's all they got. They'll watch Fox. They don't, and then they'll watch like a ABC or something like that. But if it's something that's coming from cable, oh, Fox is it. Some backwards ass shit, but that's the real. And so I told you again, when people like my mom, when she used to be paying attention to the news all the time before her stroke, when all the other people that I knew, whether black, white, whatever, they would call me in California and be like, "How you doing? It was an earthquake." I'm like, that earthquake was 300 miles away from me. I didn't even feel it. They was all worried about it because they had no clue as to how large California was, and then they just attached the idea of California Everything that happens in California, I must have been either affected by or to call and see if I'm not hurt. And I understand that, but the reality is it's massive. And the stuff that happened for that one day, for a few hours, is all Fox will play. Don't believe me. It's all Fox will play. Look at that. Non-stop. These fools are playing propaganda. This shit happened on the very first day of these things, and it was all in like pretty much one area. And they play it like this is the entire California. The bottom right, you see there the fire. There was car fires just in one location, but these people act like it was going on at all times, every day of the freaking day. And listen to their rhetoric. Oh, the fires in LA is on fire, blah, 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 blah. It's bullshit. Ain't no fire near me. I can call every last one of my friends that I know here who live in different areas of this state, even up north, even down south. Ain't none of us having problems. Fox is horrible. It's propaganda. They want the Midwest to believe they're better than California. And we're like, we don't give a damn about who's better or worse. But it's always those people who feel inferior. They're always trying to make another place that they think is superior than them. It's like, look, there is a high amount of like, I would say, educated people, not like geniuses, just in blue states. These are the people who kind of give a damn about all people. There's a reason why people gravitate to blue states. It's because most of the times in blue states, they give everybody their like space. It's like you do you, I do me, we good. In far right states, oh no, we can't have none of that. You can't do that. Why are you wearing those clothes? Why are you doing this? You're looking skimpy, like that right there is raping clothes. That's the shit that goes on in far right. Oh no, you want an abortion? You can't do that. God won't love you for that. That's the type of shit they have in there, and then they get mad at blue states because they're more open. And here in our states, I came from a red state, Indiana. I know because I lived it. When I was there, I'm sure it's changed a lot since I've been gone. But I wouldn't say that far. When I lived in Indiana, all that right-wing bullshit crept even to black families. All the, what's that sign? Why do they have a sign that's Japanese? They're in America. All that bullshit. So because it's America, it's free. They don't have to put a sign up that says, welcome American people, come into my store and buy all this Chinese food. Because they want to have some semblance of them in the country. It looks like, oh, it's got a Latin store. They got mostly things that Latin people like that we don't fucking eat. We got mom and pop shops that has food in it that black people mostly eat. I remember when I was a kid, it was called Little Butch. Had most of the shit in there that black people ate. We didn't have a problem with that because you can't understand the language on the wall. You think it's against you or something. Oh, it could be talking about me. That bullshit in the Midwest, in the South is just horrific. It still exists. There's a reason why I don't like traveling back to those states. I have family there. I love them, but it's so backwards. They're so like, oh my God, not everybody there. I'm just saying in my communities and the places where I lived at, there were good people, but the majority of them had this, what they consider conservative, which is really just, I don't want things to change. I want everything to remain the same, even though you want your paycheck to change, even though you want to be able to do things in the country that's a little bit better for you and your people. You want to remain the same, but that just means things that you don't like, you don't want. That stuff happened all the time. But when you see this, they put out this crap right here, all this crap. just so they can have people afraid. So these Fox watching nitwits are out here believing this shit is happening in California. And the people, these people talking, they know. Some of these people live in California. And they know damn well that's not the real deal. And they're on this shit literally. I mean, I know for a fact, if Fox really wanted to know the real, there's a Fox here in LA. They could literally get the information from the people here in Fox and say, hey, is this what's really going down on the ground? And they'd be like, nah, there's just one little area. Oh, okay, cool. And then go on and put this shit on, knowing damn well none of it's true. I mean, it happened, but it shouldn't be nonstop ran as if that's all that's happening in California. The reality is the worst part of this entire thing, because we've had riots, yo. This is not really a riot. It's just one group of people starting acting nuts. But if you really want to talk about riots, California has had them, and we didn't need the government on all of them. We took care of them. We have enough police here in this state to take care of most of this. And then the National Guard. We don't have to call the government to do jack. But it's Donald Trump. The reason why he wants to do it, he wants to seem strong. And he wants to take care of the narrative. You see, Donald Trump wasn't his bill, that big, beautiful bill. It's not really passing, even though, his people are going to try and do it anyway. But in the news, it was like, oh, and you pay attention to when it happened. In the news, when Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill was literally passing the House, and when it got to the Senate, it's like, wait a minute, these Republican senators started coming out and saying, nah, this shit's going to have to go back. I mean, come on, man. Even Josh Hawley, the dude who ran back and forth during January 6th, even him was like, no, we can't do it. We'll never get an election again, man. You taking, people in these states, some of them 600-something thousand of their constituents are going to be losing, their Medicaid or their SNAP benefits. And trust me, the majority of those people are white in his state. And period. The people on it, the majority are white. So he knows. And a lot of them are going to be Trumpers. Low educated, therefore low paid. Those are the people that he's going to hurt. Those are the people who think it's going to be, oh, it's going to be the black people. Oh, it's going to be the brown people. No, it's going to be you. When that cut, if they pass that and that cut hits, oh, it's going to hit quick. It's going to hit hard, and you're going to start crying. And the rest of us is going to be like, fuck off, dude. We warned you not once, not twice, a fucking 1,000 times. But because this color of our skin, and because you want to act like we're sedity and too smart and think we know it all, you want to hide inside the dark of dumbness and then be like, oh, wait a minute, how'd this happen? Well, you could have joined us by educating yourself. You didn't have to listen to us. You could have went and found out for yourself. But instead, you watch this Fox bullshit. Just the fact that these people have been lying for days now should have these people like wondering, wait a minute, I got a cousin in California. Is that really happening? No, it ain't happening. Then you should be divorcing yourself from Fox. You never hear any Fox people, when they get lied to, talk about, oh, I ain't watching no more. When we saw Mika and Joe go bend the knee to Orange Shithead, their ratings cut in half with the quickness. These people see them lie to them in their face 100% on Fox. They don't do nothing but turn Fox right back on, even though they've been caught in more lies than any other news organization, mainstream news organization. They have been sued $787 million, which they cut a deal because they were going to be sued for over $1 billion. And instead of going through this whole lawsuit of exposing how many lies they actually told, instead they just, we'll pay you. And their people still came back to watch them, realizing that they've been lied to the tune of $787 million worth of lies. And they go right back to the lies. It tells you, there ain't no bringing these people back from stupid. These people relish in being dumb. Relish it. They just, ooh, wake up. How dumb can I get today? Give me a little bit more of that dumbass. Come on, give me some more of it. I can't have enough of it. And then get mad when you call them a dumbass. You know how you can stop us from calling you dumbass? Read. Graduate from stupid. But you're too calm and happy and joyful in being lied to. And then when it hits you, that's when you start wondering. But you know what's so trip? You think they made a mistake and got you. It was a stray. That wasn't their plan all the way. So you still say, will you still support him? Yeah, I got him. I still support him. He just messed up this time. No, that was the plan. But you are just like him. You can't accept responsibility for your actions. So what do? You recoil and say, they just made a mistake. I'm loyal. Loyal to destroying your own family, your loved ones, your friends, everything, just because you can't come to grips that you were suckered. And because you were suckered, well, the reason why you were suckered is because your education is sad. You never educated yourself. You just believed the person next to you that was just as hateful and spiteful. Your smartest friend you listen to, and you've yet to realize your smartest friend is a dumbass. And we've all been there. We all don't listen to a friend to say something crazy. Oh, man, what's his name died? I'm like, really? Oh, man. Then you go look it up. Dude, straight up alive, just posted it 5 minutes ago. We all don't been there. But the reality is, we looked it up and found out they were still alive. Instead of posting a video and doing all this and making a memorial that the person's dead, and you sitting there, oh, he's dead. I'm like, no, he isn't. He's alive. No, he's dead. I'm like, dude, he's right there. That's his twin. You don't want to admit you got sucker. So you make up every lie to make yourself smart again. Admit you were dumb and regain some respect instead of going down this path of stupidity. It's just insane. It's just insane how people accept that because they can't accept that they made a mistake. We all can make it. We're going to make it again and again and again. It's all about recalibrating and learning to be better than you were the day before. Not worse, not the same, but better. In this content game, we have put out content. I've been putting content out for 5 years on different platforms or more. I was doing it before then, but I wasn't doing it on TikTok. And yes, I put out stuff that wasn't right fully because I got misinformation. But I went back and said, oh, this is wrong. But this is the real deal. Because I didn't stop learning. I continued to learn. And that's what we need to do. Continue to learn. We can all make mistakes. Just fix it. I'm sure we're going to miss some every once in a while in our life, but just don't make it a habit. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, so that's what you see right here. These people lying to you about what Fox was and what happened in LA. I'm in LA. None of that crap that you was just watching there is something that's still going on. That happened one day. This thing's been going on for days now. And they're showing you. Here's the crazy part. Instead of showing you all this crap over and over and over on repeat, they have a vigil. I've been invited to 2. These interfaith vigils here for the same thing. They are mobilizing big time. It's all over the United States. And even on this Saturday, I believe, is Trump's birthday or whatever, and they're going to have this. There are so many. There's a map out. I don't have it for you guys to see that has little dots on where these protests are going to be. They're all low. It's peppered over the United States. You see the American flag, United States flag, not flag, but United States map. These little, they had, I think it was black or purple dots all over the map. There was little small, there was spaces open like in red states, and not all red states. Some of the red states had it peppered too. All over the place with people protesting because they don't want their country to be like freaking Russia, to be like these, North Korea. People having Trump having to pump his ego up. That military is for all of us, to protect all of us. It's not for him to just wield and have fun with. It's to protect America. We don't have to prove to nobody that our military is vast and great. The world knows it. If anything, what he's about to do ain't gonna do nothing but get other countries saying, "Is that all they got?" With him putting this thing together last minute, it ain't gonna look nothing like the ones they've been doing for 100 years in other countries. How organized this shit gonna be? So disorganized, it's gonna be terrible. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not watching it, and it's gonna be more protests than this thing going on. News is gonna cover it, of course, you know that. But I'm not watching. There'll be clips. I'm not watching. I'm not giving that thing 1 ounce of a rating. Just ain't gonna happen. If anything, I'm gonna see these clips and I'm gonna tear that shit down more than I'm gonna build it up. And I'm not the one, I know that military can't defy whatever, but I promise you, if I was in the military right now, shit, I'd be one of the people they just gonna have to put in jail. Because I wouldn't be out there doing jack shit. You on post today? Nah, fuck you. I ain't doing that. This is America. I ain't going out there doing that shit looking like that. You ain't catching my face doing that. But they can't do that. But I would. Trust and believe. I promise you, they probably had to put me in Lemworth or something. I'm not doing that. Stand 10 toes down for your country, but not that crap. You fight to protect us, not to be marching in the streets acting like the reason why these other countries do this shit, most of them, and I don't know about France. France is doing it like a Bastille Day or whatever. It's like some kind of celebration. The other ones are doing it so that the masses will be afraid of the military. They put their military on their own people. They want you to know that we got this type of power and you must see it. And therefore you must be subservient because we will send them to your community and take whatever they need to do. That's what most of them are for, to have you fearful of their own people, fearful of what this military is and what it will do under the leadership. That's why we don't have it, because our military is not here to harm us or to make us afraid. Our military is here to defend us and make us proud. And this dude who had bone spurs, not once, 5 times, he had bone spurs when his country called upon him to fight during a war. 5 times this man had bone spurs. Asked the general why, while he was in, I think it was either France, I believe, at a cemetery, asked him, said, what did they have to do this for? What did they get out of it? Talking about the military men and women who lay on these sacred grounds, who died for our freedoms. What did they get out of it? Talking to a general who was literally had family member who had died in these wars. And then to call them suckers and losers because they got nothing out of the deal except for death. And that's the dude that wants our military, the people he calls suckers and losers. The people he said, if you go out and you get caught and die in a war that I send you out to and don't make it back, you're not a hero to him. You're a loser because you didn't make it back. You got caught. That's what this man said to John McCain. If you go look at history, I'm not a Republican. I don't like all the things that he actually stood for, right? But his service, automatic respect. I don't have to like his policies, but I love the fact of what he did. If you go back and pay attention to his service as opposed to his party, you would have saw that this man got caught flying around, got caught alongside his other military men at the time, right? This man, they knew that he was basically military royalty. His family, for generations was in the, I think it was in the Navy. They went to the same school in the Navy and so forth and so on. When they found out that this man was just royalty for the military, they offered him up as to send him back to America. This man said no. And forget about the military rules of engagement, the rules of prisoners of war, where you're not supposed to like harm them. They beat the crap out this man on a daily basis. Broke his arm. That's why he couldn't move his arms worth a damn. Broke him into pieces, and he still said no. That's some brave shit. Ask yourself if somebody said, yo, you can go home to the comfort of your house and, you know, your wife or whatever, you know, you can go home and make babies again. You know, they're going to let you out. You could have all that back, but you stood 10 toes down for the men who also got caught and took the brunt of a lot of these things with them, and I'm sure sometimes for them. That is a hero. Regardless of his policies or what he believed in after he came out, I give him respect for that. And here we are going to have a military parade to honor a dude who didn't give two shits about the people in the military. He went out speaking in front of the military. And he brought up Gavin Newsom. Military men who are not supposed to be political. Politics is not supposed to be their thing. Behind him were booing. I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the John McCain military. There's something that's changed. We respect the military. I respect the military, but it's getting harder to respect our own military when they can do something like that. They're supposed to be for the American people, not to be divided amongst parties. They should know that this man is not for the Constitution, that this man is not for anything. They should have been quiet when he said that. They shouldn't have went, boo. None of that shit should have came out of their mouths. That lets you know that these men, and I'm guessing women were there too, I just saw men, are hyper partisan as opposed to being nonpartisan. That lets you know that many of these men that at least were there would take an unlawful order from this man, because they had no problems negating and talking shit and boo to another leader in this country that's leading a state, not only a state, the largest state, the richest state, the most powerful state in the country. They're booing because this nitwit who thinks all of them are suckers and losers if they get caught, who thinks, why would you serve? I wouldn't. I made up bone spurs. Why you go? You got to be stupid. That's what he thinks about you. And you're so twisted that the man in front of you who doesn't respect you, you're going to boo a man that has a lot of people here, because we got military people, men and women here, who respect this man for what he's done in this country or in this state. But no, I ain't got to say you got to like any politician. But if you're in the military, I expect you to keep your mouth shut when it comes to politics. You can vote the fucking way you want to vote, but when it comes to protecting this country, you protect Republican and Democrats alike. We're American to you. We're not Republicans and Democrats. And what I saw was that our military is seeing red and blue. And in this situation, a lot of red. And if our military is seeing red instead of seeing the red, white, and blue, there's something wrong there. And that's the part that's going to be messed up. Them being put into California, people may think, oh, it's protecting us. No, what it's doing is dividing us even more. Because trust me, many of our American citizens, if the military stays, just like in any other country, you're going to feel invaded by the military instead of protected by them. And the minute Americans start to hate their own military, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You might as well just give up, go to another country. It's a wrap because democracy's gone. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you to hate the military so they can sick them on you. And the military, they're supposed to say it's unlawful, can't do that. But just by what I saw in that video of them booing an American citizen as opposed to a Democrat or a Republican, who gives a damn of what he is? Just like I told you, John McCain, I didn't like his Republican ideals, but I respected that he was in the military fighting for our freedoms, to have our own opinions. Love that. Now, how can you respect a group of men and women who see red and don't see American? I'm trying to figure that out. That's the part that's going to be destroying the fabric of America, the democracy, the entire thing is being degraded. And there's no dissent from changing it from being Americans you're fighting for, or Republicans you're fighting for. No Democrat or independent, for that matter, has ever pit our military against our own citizens. Only Trump. He tried it the first time, and Mark Milley, Mark Esper told him, this is America. That doesn't happen. It's illegal. It's against the Constitution. And now we got Pete Hegseth and Pam Bondi. These fools don't have any tie to America. They only have tie to Trump. They owe their life to Trump because if it wasn't for them, he'd be still on a weekend show, probably fired because he was stupid as shit to begin with on the show. She was a failing attorney. They had nothing really going for them. Now they have all the power they ever could dream of. Who do you think they're going to be loyal to? America or Trump? It should be America. It should be the Constitution. They can't even tell you what's in the Constitution. Pete Hegseth was asked, was it lawful or basically unlawful for what he did? Oh, we was out there protecting our officers and stuff like that. You didn't give a shit about your officers on January 6th. Not once. But now all of a sudden you're some kind of patriot. You care about police officers and our men and women out there fighting. You care about them now. But on January 6th, when Trump was going through what he was going through, his depression about losing, he sicked you sick bastards onto everybody. And you ran and tried to unalive the vice president of the United States. Treason. Tried to take out had a noose and was chanting, hang Mike Pence. Because he didn't break the law for you. He didn't break the Constitution. He was not a person who said, I am going to just bypass the Constitution and put Trump in front of it. That's why y'all were mad at him. So much so, you brought wood, nails, and shit, and devised a noose. And had group chanting, hang Mike Pence, for a long ass time, not for a minute. For over an hour, you guys were sitting there saying, hang Mike Pence, looking for him, trying to chase him down. And this was just a walk in the park. And then you watch this shit on Fox, which was literally one night. And it's just this. We had this right here, this protest that you saw, that, the fire, the vehicle, something like that. I've been in LA long enough to know. There was a not even a riot. It was some kind of party they had like in their, I would say Hermosa Beach or something like that many years ago. Many years ago. We're talking about American, California history. All white kids. tearing the whole damn thing down, burning shit, throwing trash cans around, the little porta toilets with the poop in it. They was turning it upside down. Fire and shit was everywhere. Where it was all white kids, mostly all white kids, in a affluent, somewhat affluent white beach. Was no big fucking deal. What, California wasn't on fire. All these kids just letting off a little steam. We had the Lakers win one year. There was multiple police cars set on fire. Oh, it's a celebration. I know it was near black people. You guys still kind of hyped it to make it seem like, oh, it would be threatened or whatever. But no, it's set on fire. The cops were there, told everybody to go home, curfew. It went on for a while because everybody was so excited they won the championship. Boom. Everybody went home. Story was over. We had bigger events in this state that we took care of without having any military influence, without ever having anything to do with the National Guard. We had it. Our police officer says, we got this. And they handled that shit. And now all of a sudden, Trump with his weak ass people and bringing in the military acting like, oh, this is so harsh. We got it. No, it's bullshit. Always will be with this guy. Nothing he does is real. It's all fake. It's so crazy how this man started calling everybody else fake when he's the fakest of them all. Even his skin is fake. The shit's really pale white. He looks like a ghost, but he puts on some orange crap and calls it a tan. That alone. This man is putting tang on his face, and you want to think he's legitimate human being. That's crazy. Tang face is a legitimate person. This country done lost its damn mind. So many states have had stuff like this where their police officers took care of it. The rule of law is and this is a Republican like thing. All of us want this, but Republicans always spewed this bullshit of states' rights. They're talking about racist shit when they say states' rights. But even in that, when they talk about, oh yeah, the state should be able to make the decision. And here it is, the state didn't make the decision. You jumped in on some shit just because you saw something going on. You jumped in when you weren't asked. Protocol is to get the call. Not always directly from the governor, but the governor kind of lets the police force know it's okay to ask for other forces to come in. And the first force would come in would not be the military. Military don't come in unless it's like just outright outrageous. It can't be tampered down. Whole city burning down type of shit. Ain't nothing like that happening. We cool here. And here it is, 2 or 3 days of this same shit where they're questioning whether the police, they're already going to be there for 60 days. For what? You're spending $32, $34 million of our money. And even when asked, where are you getting this money from? Oh, we have extra money here, whatever. So if you got extra money like that to be spending on shit that ain't really nothing going down, just so that you can drum up a catastrophe as opposed to one actually being there. As where in the state says, yo, go away, we got this. And you just stay in there because you can. That shit right there is an autocracy. Not following protocol, breaking the rules and laws just because you want to make a statement to your red Republicans. Look what he's doing to the libs. We love it. If you allow shit like this, let's just say you're not one to believe that he's trying to take us down this route of having autocracy. Let's just say you don't believe into that stuff at all. Let's just say that's the deal. If that is the deal that you believe, ask yourself the question, what is he going to do coming up here when there is an issue, like say like in a southern state where you're losing your farms and you guys start to protest? You think he's just going to sit there and let you just protest? You think your First Amendment rights are going to be in order? Why? That's I ask you that question. Why? Because in order for you to believe that he's only going to f with libs or people of color, then you must have a racist ideology. You can't say that you don't, because you would be fearful if he was doing that to American rights. These are American people he's doing it to. You are American. You equate yourself with American. So if he's doing this to Americans, you should be up in arms. There should be people in all these red states, whether it be Indiana, other states throughout the United States that are southern states, Mississippi. You should be freaking out right now because it's American rights that are being trampled. That would be the First Amendment right. You guys fight so hard for the second. First Amendment rights are being attacked. The idea that you don't see anybody in red states up in arms tells you what? That you don't think that your Americanness is the same as mine or brown. Because if it was about American rights, wouldn't you be jumping up and down, pissed off? So you have in your mind, there's something different about what he's doing to them than he would do to me. And if that's in your mindset, don't ever say you don't have racist ideologies, that you're not racist, because you're not fighting for your own rights. Because the people right now that you see that are having their First Amendment rights attacked don't look like you, don't live where you live. So you're not going to fight for it until it comes to you. If it comes to you last, what does that mean? It means everybody else doesn't have rights and you alone trying to fight for yours. If everybody else doesn't have them and you alone trying to fight for yours, who's going to fight for you? Nobody. Everybody else don't lost their rights. You're the last one to go. Why would they fight for you if you never fought for them? I don't know why people don't think this deep. They always think on the surface and end up getting themselves in bad situations just thinking on the surface. When you think on the surface, you're in trouble. Because it's deeper than that. These people have spent 40 years thinking on the surface, then going deeper, then going deeper, then going deeper, then going deeper, and you up here defending this or even looking at this like, maybe not. They way down here. Out of sight, out of mind. They already done tore down your liberties without you even realizing it. They're just implementing it. You're trying to figure it out. They already don't figure that out. How you going to act? How you going to react? They know racist people so well, they know you're not going to act for your own self-interest. That's why they say they love stupid people. Because they know the first line of defense, a first line of supporting them is dumb people like yourselves. Not people who listen to me, but these MAGA. You guys are too stupid to recognize they're coming after your rights. They just want you to get pissed. See, they have to have an army that hates as strong as they hate. Or is too scared or afraid to even talk about it or confront people whom they know hate because the target isn't them. But it's going to circle back and be you. And it's crazy how people of color have to educate people about that. It's like, yo, how can't you see that? How can't you see? Go back and look at history. Whenever something happened, they came after one group, then they came after the next, then they came after the next. You're not going to escape this unless we all defeat this. Unity is the only way this shit breaks down. To unify around wanting a democracy is the only way this dictatorship won't take hold. We've always talked about it. There's billionaires that we have to address. They're the ones who are funding this. Billionaires have a very, especially the ones who are highly political, they have a very funded process and manipulative. They get certain groups to believe certain things by handing them money, handing them checks, close your eyes, look the other way. Selling out their own people because you're going to be the crowd that we like. We're going to keep giving you money. So they look the other way. People you think that's going to protect you are not going to, because they're already paid off to open up the doors and go feed you a bunch of shit. This is a part of what the right wing, podcasters did to these MAGA people. They pushed this propaganda when they got checks from Russia, from other countries, from rich people in America. $400,000 of post propaganda, $200,000 for one video to lie to you over and over and over again, destroying democracy so they can make a paycheck. And you fell in love, these MAGA people, with the Charlie Kirks and all that, because they were spewing their hate that you thought like, oh man, we can actually be hateful like this again? Oh my God. I can go back to calling them whatever I want to call them? Oh, wow. I mean, we're back? They wanted this. Been waiting on it. It's like they woke up and Christmas happened early. Huh. And now they're out here being full-on racist. And you know who's protecting them? People who say they aren't racist but believe in their ideologies or their policies. And then you ask them, which policy? And they never have one. All of them. All the policy. What policy do they have? What's going to happen? They bringing down the price of eggs and food, stuff like that? No, they're not doing that. Well, no pain before gain. Okay, so do you have a future point in 6 months from now, 3 years from now, a decade? How long is it going to take for you to have that break in money? Because from what I'm seeing, they're spending $47 million into a useless parade. That could be going toward bringing the price of eggs down something, right? Could be doing something, right? Nope, nothing. So they're not doing that for you. Oh, what about the bill that they tried to pass? They said they were going to try and they wouldn't touch Social Security or Medicaid. The bill is talking about getting rid of $880 billion in Medicaid. Do you understand that Medicaid itself is only around $880 billion fucking dollars? Hello? To say you're only going to cut 880 when the budget for the damn thing is damn near 880, that means I'm cutting it out. It's insane. Don't look it up. Oh, just believe whatever they tell you. Every day I pray, I'm like, God, if you could only make it be that those who are so hateful that are allowing this shit to happen, that what they form against us who didn't want it to happen, those who voted the right way, don't let this weapon be formed against us. Let it be formed against them. Those who ask for it, let them be the most who find the pain from this man. Because if we as a people decide we're not going to support these billionaires, I'm on my grind trying to find out. Like, I got names of billionaires that we need to ban. You know what I mean? Like, don't buy shit from them. Find out what they got. And I'm going deeper. I just found out all the people who kind of donated to Trump. It ain't no like, just get after the billionaires. No, we calling them by name. I'm going to start making content with their name in it. I'm going to everything. Talking about their entire lives, how they made their money, what they invested in. And we need to stop buying from them. We need to start dogging them, talking shit about everything they got in the bucket of what they're doing, how they're doing it, why they're doing it, things of that nature. Because if we do not, these people will continue to thrive. The rich people are really like the oxygen that keeps these things alive. Without money, Donald Trump could not pull off the shit he's pulling off. Not even our tax dollars or anything like that. They need these billionaires to fund the things that they're doing, to put advertisements out. Elon Musk, of course, right? He poured in about $300 million or whatever into the PAC and I was like, we need to stop Tesla's off the list. I don't care if you got a Tesla. If you really want a democracy, you're going to find another one that's electric. You're going to return it, or you're not going to buy another one. You already got it in there. It's already paid for it. Then keep it. Don't buy nothing else from this man. Don't buy any coins, any product this fool comes up with. Don't buy any gear that has like the satellites on it, or the rockets on it. Fuck all what he does. Help him feel that pain, because this man got his millions or billions even behind destroying democracy, all while going in there and putting in Doge and so that he can cut back money so he can get more money away from us. We're the ones who helped them get rich. A lot of these billionaires, if you didn't know it, the way they became billionaires is that we gave them free money. Our tax dollars went into their pockets to do shit. And the government gave them contracts, which made them billionaires. I don't know how, or if it's even possible. Maybe somebody out there who knows. We need to make sure that this man doesn't get any more of our money. I don't give a damn what NASA needs. Our money does not need to go to someone who tried to destroy our democracy. Once we get a Democrat back in, hopefully, or independent, or whatever the hell gets back in that has fucking sense, we need to get rid of the contracts we have with him. Point blank, period. Find somebody else. Jeff Bezos. Find him, not to get more shit from him. Fuck him too. He put money into it behind Donald Trump. Jeff Bezos. We got to figure out a way to destroy this man as well. Economically, we got to destroy him. Timothy Mellon. We got to figure out a way to destroy him. His finances. Miriam Adelson. We got to figure out a way to destroy her. Harold Hamm. Hamm. He's an oil magnate. Got to figure out a way to destroy him. Some kind of, plan, putting him out there, putting his picture out there, everything he does, whom he's with, anybody that gets deals with him, stop buying their shit. This needs to be a massive plan to destroy all these people because they've been trying to destroy America. We need to find billionaires or even wealthy people who are for democracy and start moving them upward. I understand they're going to be just as bad as they are in some way, shape, or form, but at least they believe in democracy. But the thing what we're doing by doing this is letting them know we're no longer weak. We're using our leverage. In order for you to stay wealthy, we have to keep buying the shit in which you've invested in. And if we go in for the things that you have that are making you the wealthiest, like for Elon, Tesla is the money maker. Stop buying stock. Sell that shit. Go into the next company that has it. So what if it doesn't make as much money as Tesla does? The reality is, do you want your democracy back or no? And if you do, then you're going to have to get rid of, chop them off at the knee. Done. I'm done with them. I wouldn't buy nothing from Tesla if my body was on fire and he had the cure. I just burned up. I ain't getting it. I don't want nothing from him. And I don't ever want to give him $1. I don't want to fuel people who hate us. That doesn't make any sense to me. Why make you rich if you hate just the fact that I'm either black, the fact that I'm an American, or whatever it may be? Ask yourself, if there is another person, let's say Putin, if he don't like black people, are you going to go buy products from that man? If he doesn't like Americans, are you going to go buy products from and make Putin even more wealthier? Hell no. So why are you buying from people in the country who don't give a damn about you? That's focusing on trying to destroy you instead of trying to lift you. People who try to destroy the very democracy, the reason why many of your ancestors, if you weren't enslaved, came to this country because of democracy. Trying to destroy the reason why you even here. For one man who wouldn't even fight for this damn country. He don't even love it enough that he lied 5 times to say he had bone spurs. And when asked which foot did he have it in, this fucker didn't know shit. Well, been so long ago. Fool, 5 times. You can't tell me which one is in? I can tell you when I fell out of a tree and where the scar is on my body. I got bit by a dog when I was a kid. This man, his whole life, you gonna go to war? or stay home. And the thing that saved your weak punk ass from going out there and fighting for the country that you don't love was because of bone spurs, but you can't remember which foot it was in. And yet you want to have a parade for this weak ass simp. It's a disgrace to the people who served in this country to be honoring this asshole on his birthday with our military, the one in which he allowed other people to go fight to their deaths possibly because he was too pussy to do it. Makes no sense. We got to get those billionaires and focus on them. I'll get more and more on them. I got 5. Oh, Steve Schwarzman's another one, the guy on Wall Street. I don't know. Another one's Paul Singer. I don't know all what they do, but I'm digging into it. If you know the names and know the people, then actually put something out, let people know. Make video yourself about these individuals and find out more about them so that we can have a concerted effort to try and dismantle their power. See, to whom much is given, much is expected. And they've been given a lot, and they don't expect to do anything for anybody. That sucks. You can't say that you got these opportunities because of Americans. Americans wanting certain things that our tax dollars went into the government, and the government chose you and keeps on choosing you for multi-million dollars, if not billion dollars, and some even trillion-dollar contracts. But when it comes to the people, you have no fight for them. And it's their money that made you as wealthy as you are. All while saying to American citizens who are poor, receiving welfare, oh, no, they shouldn't get free money. Yet you've taken their free money to build shit just so that you can make money and pay them crappy wages. See, America, your fight should not be with your neighbor. They're just struggling like you are, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Your struggle and your fight should go against the billionaires and millionaires who don't give a shit about you. The ones that won't pay you minimum wage. Not minimum wage, a living wage. They keep paying you minimum wage. They could pay you more, but it cuts into their profit. It won't make them broke. No, they just keep on telling themselves and their investors, oh, we're going to have, return on investment is going to increase 25% next year. That's what we estimate. And if it doesn't do 25% what they promised, then they failed. They made 24%, then they failed. And then the next year they keep saying, oh, we're going to do 25% or whatever it may be. And then they make it or get over it. Oh, we succeeded. But the reality is, you just made them richer and richer. But if you only gave them 10% that year, you still would have been richer. You just don't want to get into the negative. That's when you're losing shit. But they want to make extraordinary profit. And that's why they keep telling you, oh, we lost. Well, no, you didn't lose. You know who lost? Your employees did. Because as you made $200 million, $100 million, paid off your CEO $75 million plus $100 million in stock, your employee, oh, we didn't reach our quota, no raises for you. But the CEOs and owners got a shit ton of money. But if we had reached our 25%, oh, you would have got your 3%. It's about time you wake up and see those people for who they really are and stop supporting them. Put the fight on them. It takes out a lot of the energy for your president to be acting the way he's acting. When billionaires stop pulling their money away from him, oh yeah, he'll start moving in another direction. Yeah, he might start arresting them or whatever it may be, but he'll start moving in another direction. We have more power than you think. Again, stay peaceful, because the last thing you want is to give them the power back. What we're doing, and I'm talking about doing with the peaceful things I'm talking about doing, we're taking the power away with kindness, with peaceful protest all around the globe. Don't have to go downtown, not like I told you about it last night. Being able to just go outside your home and lock arms with your neighbors for democracy is a lot better than going out in the streets, that I believe, because then Donald Trump can't have the narrative. What's he going to do? Just go into front of homes and start arresting people? No. You stay peaceful, stay outside your home with a bunch of people locking arms. You get to know your neighbors, for one. And number two, you'll get to defeat the narrative in which they need to have to be able to keep these police in your communities. See, what they're doing in California, they're just trying to prove that they'll do it any and every other state if you fight against him. And what you need to do, and me as well, we need to work on, as unified Americans, to save democracy. We need to work together and work in our communities to do something that's more powerful than just one. We need to have a coordinated effort than just one in each state. We need to have a coordinated effort where we're all Americans, all outside doing the same thing, all at the same time. Those who want to save democracy. It shows something bigger than just, oh, it's in LA. Oh, it's in Chicago. No, it's everywhere. That shit go global is crazy. The entire world is standing up for democracy. It makes them look small. And wherever they have a military at, well, we just peaceful in front of our homes or apartments, what are they going to do? Look stupid if they got the military there, right? It's all about dismantling the crap they're trying to build up. And the only thing, like I said, knuckleheads, keep your ass home if you can't keep your mind right. We have a mission. We're trying to win this. We're on a mission. And that mission is to change and get our stuff back to democracy and move a country where it actually gets better than it's ever been before. America was not great in any other time than when it was before Donald Trump got into it. It was already great. It can always get greater. But we're way better than we were in the 60s and the 50s. And he's trying to take us back. You hear him every time we quote some time frame. He's always talking about the 1700s, bringing some law back from the early 1800s. And when you realize those laws, we were slaves at that time, or enslaved people, for all those fucking laws he's talking about implementing. Why are they still on the books? And why is it something that we can reenact that was so long ago that it should have laid dormant by now? But no, they're still there, which makes you understand another thing, that the 13th Amendment can be amended. We need to figure out how we can't have that in a situation where it can be amended. Because if, like, again, one of these, and I think it was Clarence Thomas, was talking about revisiting the Loving case, which he's married to a white woman. But to not be able to be with whomever you love, it's insane. But he wanted to revisit that as to change it, after he had his whole life being married to that ugly ass white woman. I mean, he ugly as hell too, so he kind of matches, don't get me wrong, but both of them batshit crazy. But he wants to change it for everybody else, that you can't marry one. Who hates that people so much that they want to take their rights away, the very rights in which they used their entire lives? It makes no sense, y'all. It makes no sense. You wonder, why are these people doing some of these crazy things? Going against Clarence Thomas, it has to be they're paying him. Because why would you go against something that you used to have your wife and children or whatever you guys had? That's the same law. Why would you try to revisit that? Oh, that's right. You got billionaires been paying for your mom's house, your kids' school. And y'all try to tell us, oh, we've been friends forever. How did your broke ass become friends with a billionaire? Tell me that. Y'all became close friends. He's a billionaire. You've been close friends forever. That tells me that you and him have been friends for as long as you've probably been in law. Supreme Court Justice, which means a lot of your decisions have probably been bought. And they still haven't visited the ethics of these people. Justice Alito, Clarence Thomas, taking hundreds of dollars, hundreds of thousands from people, millions altogether. Things coming out left and right. And there's no recourse or nothing. These people should not be in their position. It's crazy. Think about it for a hot second. Any one of y'all work for, let's say, a a company, it's any kind of company that does work with another company that you have. If your competitor gave you so much money and said, "Oh, here's $100,000. I don't need nothing from you. I don't need nothing. Not now, but I'm good. I don't need nothing from you. Nothing at all. Didn't have to. You couldn't have gave that person nothing other than just took the money and walked away with it. Not a thing did you give them for it. You're like, oh man, that's nice, and walk away. You go tell your boss at HR, yeah, they gave me $100,000 and give it back. Like what? Did you give them anything? Nope, give it back. And on the way out, take your stuff with you. So what do you mean? You should never take money from another company at all while you're working under our name. No, we competitors we don't take money from. We don't take money from people that we do business with. We don't have no quid pro quos here. You'd be fired. You'd be fired on the spot if they found out you did it. And here they are, lied about it for years, got caught lying about taking all this money, and then just said, basically, what can you do about it? We have an ethics rule, and hey, our guy is not going to bring us up on ethics charges, so let's keep it moving. It's really letting you know that it's taken Republicans to show America how corrupt our government is really set up. Our government has always been set up to a point where a lot of our leaders are on this trust program. Oh, we trust you're not going to do it. As opposed to actually having the law set that they can't do it. They just trust that you're not going to be this tyrant. And what Trump is proving, and these Republicans are proving, is that we've been tyrants the whole time. Clarence Thomas, Justice Alito, they've been tyrants the whole time. They've been taking money forever. So all of the cases that they've judged should all be brought back up. But no, not going to touch it. This country is more corrupt than most people think it is. How are you going to allow people to take money that are making decisions that would help these billionaires get more money? Why aren't you investigating the cases in which these people that they gave money, they got money from them, what kind of rulings did you have that either benefited him or hurt his competitors? Have we had an investigation yet on anything like that of the sort? No, we have not. That's our country. Yep, that's the way it rolls. So those billionaires that I told you, those are the ones that we need to focus on. And again, those names are Elon Musk, Timothy Mellon, Miriam Adelson, Harold Hamm, Steve Schwartzman, Paul Singer, and I'll find more. All these are billionaires who have donated money to Donald Trump that need to feel the pain of the people. Not just me, not just you, American people. If they feel the pressure from us, they'll stop funding this man. They made a deal with the devil, and it's about time those who are more like God, who are more like let's do right by people, we need to let them feel the wrath of what would happen to them while they're still alive for doing the evil things they're doing to American citizens just so that they can gain more money, more of our tax dollars, trying to get these tax breaks and cuts and getting rid of these restrictions, which Elon did. He went in there and gutted everything for billionaires, took off the limiters that were supposed to protect us, took down the systems in which were supposed to protect us from cancers coming from these businesses, from sicknesses and ailments. He took all that shit away, the protections for the American citizens, so that billionaires could continue basically killing us to make more money. Started taking all that shit away. And then want us to buy his Teslas. Firing people, getting rid of regulations that are harming the American citizens near your factories, near your spaceships. And then you want us to support it somehow with our money. America needs to say, hell no, we won't go. Hell no, we won't go. I see you, Kristen. It's been hard to cut down on Amazon. I get you. Um, and again, like I said, even if it's not, whatever you have to do in that situation, as I haven't really studied all, he has more than Amazon. You know what I'm saying? So if anything else that you're doing, you can do it, cut it one by one, whatever it may be. Um, but I get it. Like people have been making a lot. Some people have been making their living off of Amazon, and it makes him even wealthier. I haven't come up with a strategy for Amazon just yet, or even a major companies. I'm getting their names now. We'll start focusing on what things would hurt them the most, the fastest. It may not be Amazon. It may be something else. But again, I haven't researched and found out. I just know that for Elon, it's Tesla. I don't own a Tesla, but that doesn't mean I can't protest advertisers who advertise with him. It doesn't mean, again, I can focus on a lot of different things outside of just the company itself to stop, especially like with Twitter or X, whatever. Anybody still advertises with him, I can protest that I'm not going to buy your product. Whatever it may be to put the pressure on, we need to have it not only just pressure but sustained pressure. Meaning like it's got to be on for months, for weeks, months, even years until they start budging. Target started budging; they started flipping out. But I still don't buy nothing from Target. Not at all. I get my eyes checked and had to find out. I'm like, do you pay Target? She's like, no, I'm independent. I just have my offices right here. I said, all right, cool. I will not buy jack shit from Target. I ain't been to Target since. Um, I am a strong advocate for people who try to tell. I love the fact when they had the gay and trans stuff there for people, and you know all the different things. It seemed like it was an inclusive thing for all people. Again, I don't buy the products, and me walking by them should not bother me one bit. They need to have opportunities to get shit too. I mean, it's just crazy. I'll go to, let's say, when I was, years ago, I used to go to Target. I go to Target, and there, you know, people would tell me, my Asian friends, like, they don't have, whatever, some kind of Asian food or whatever it is. And it's like, so you want Asian dollars, but you don't want to put anything in there for Asian people? You don't want a segment in there with Asian people? You don't want a segment in there with people of different races and color, what they get? They may like soy sauce, or they may like whatever, or chamoy or whatever. If you don't have stuff there for them, they're gonna go other places. And that's what Target started to do, was incorporate all, yeah, black people stuff in there, hair products and Latin stuff in there. And they celebrated certain things. I was like, that's what we're talking about. Then they get a racist ass president, and they're like, oh, well, we're gonna take this stuff. What? So you come all this way, and this is really not your morals. This was all about you making a buck. You really thought that, I can just take it away. We don't need to make that money. We can just. While these people really thought you were doing it because you felt like they needed to be included. But all it took for you was a racist to tell you, no, and a few other racists to go out and, shoot up Budweiser bottles and shit, and all of a sudden you guys renege on everything. Mm-mm. I don't want no business that's not inclusive with people. There are certain things, it cares about, it ain't got nothing to do with different cultures. We all drink it. But there's times when you need to celebrate other people as well. It ain't gonna harm the product. If anything, it's gonna make it better. And if anybody's got a problem with it, then the fuck them. They don't need to buy the product. Go buy something else. Always trying to hinder people from having their moment. That Budweiser thing was a trans. I think it was trans uh, girl, and I'm like, I thought nothing about it. Here they are shooting up bottles and shit, and cans, and fuck Budweiser because they put a trans person on. Like, it's barbaric. It's like fucking. I mean, are we around fucking apes or some shit? What the fuck is up with these people? I mean, it's akin to just slinging poop like a gorilla or some shit. Get mad, just throw something. I'm like, dude, it really wasn't even that deep. It's beer. It wasn't that deep. They made it deep. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked at all the names of things that these billionaires actually own or invest. So I'll look into that. I don't know if Kroger's is still safe. I don't know. I haven't gotten a lot of names. All I knew is Target. I know I wasn't, and this wasn't about anything political, but I stopped Target. I stopped Taco Bell. Now that had nothing to do with the politics or anything like that. That had to deal with there was a young lady here in L.A. Went to a Taco Bell and she was homeless, right? And I'm pretty sure y'all saw the video. She was homeless. She was in there. I don't know if she was, uh, just wandering around. And the security guard walks up to her and is like, basically, you got to buy something. You're going to be here. You can't just be walking around here homeless, whatever, and you got to buy something. So she said, oh, okay. She didn't know she had to buy something. She just came to sit down, probably get out of the hot sun or some shit. She comes in, she goes to the counter, she looks up to see what she can get. And instead of the security guard offering her, you know what, are you hungry? He said, yeah, get whatever you want on the menu. I got you. Instead of the security guard doing that, he looked at her while she was standing there looking up at the menu, and he slapped the piss out of her. He just right across her face. I was like, yo, I'm visiting that Taco Bell like tomorrow. Go fuck what anybody say. I'm going there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And it took me actually a couple days. I got there and I'm like, yo, this is a spot where you slapped old girl? I said, where's he at? Where's he at? I want to see him. Where's the security guard at? Oh, what are you talking about? What the fuck you think I'm talking about? This right here. Where he at? Where is he at? I want to talk to this dude. She said, well, he's not here right now. He doesn't work. They work at security. And I was like, yeah, they don't necessarily work for us. I don't give a fuck. Where is he? And some girl, it was a Latin girl. She was being, a dude was Latin too. She was being a little smart ass or whatever. I said, you know what? I said, here's the thing though. I'm gonna make this video and I ain't eating at this spot no more. I'm letting Taco Bell know. I'm calling Taco Bell, letting them know what I feel. And as well as this number, this store, not coming to. And I said, as far as that I'm concerned, none of your Taco Bells I'm going to. Because if you guys ain't gonna handle this, he should be fired. And she said he wasn't fired. I said, is he let go? No, he's just at a different Taco Bell. Which one? She wouldn't tell me. I mean, and it's good probably she didn't tell me because I was about to slap the shit out of him myself. I'm like, yo, man, you don't do that shit to homeless people. Do it to me. Do it to me. That's why I'll never go to Taco Bell. I won't even step in that bitch. When I pass them, I don't even look at them and turn the other way. And that's on God. I ain't about to go someplace where you allow somebody to slap somebody and not immediately, first of all, have him arrested because he attacked somebody who never touched him. And she sat there and cried, yo. That's somebody's daughter that's sick with some kind of drug in her, and you slapped her like it was an okay thing to do. I promise you, I ever see this dude, I got him on my video. On sight, I'm gonna walk up and just slap the fucking piss out of him. On sight. On sight when I see him. If I ever see him. But that right there, I will not eat at Taco Bell. Won't even taste the shit. I ain't any kind of sauce I had in this place, still a taco sauce, I threw that shit out. Not gonna mess with it. So, um, those are the things that we are working on. Precautionary issues. Harry Price. He said, I won't go there for health precautionary issues, but if I know where Buddy is, I will visit. Most definitely. It's online. Yeah, it's bad for your health too. So it really kind of saving my health as well. Because as you get older, you be like, I just had a meeting with my doctor recently. I gotta eat healthier, things of that nature. I have been lately. I'm getting better, but and it helps that I don't eat that much at fast food places anymore. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard, Prime. Being addicted to free shipping, it's hard. There's not a lot of places you can order from unless you order from the exact spot. I understand a lot of people have gotten to the point where Amazon is their only thing because it's just so simple. And even the people that I talked to that said they want to stop, I was like, just wean yourself off. You know what I mean? Um, buy less instead of buying. Wean yourself off of it, because some people I know are addicted to it. I had a friend that every time I would talk to them, they'd be like, "Hold on, I said, "What's up?" It's like, there's Amazon's at the door. I'm like, "Man, what, you got them on like retainer? The hell you buying from there?" This is a while back ago. But yeah. But so there are things that we can do, that I'll be sending out probably an email about what we can do about some of the things that are happening with this Trump like autocracy dictatorship he's trying to implement. Now I know in California, like I said, for my California people who are going out to these protests, for all the people who are going to be protesting all throughout the United States for this Saturday, I believe it is, with Donald Trump's birthday and the military. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. Allow them to f up, not you. Be peaceful. I don't care what you. He's knocked it down from, if you throw a punch or whatever. You know, he's every time with Trump. If Trump has figured out a way to market something, he's created a rhyme for it, because people learn with rhymes. Donald, I mean, if you have any a modicum of sense, you understand that anytime Donald Trump gives you a rhyme, that means it's something that he has literally thought about promoting, that he's come up with a strategy, an actual rhyme, so that it stays in your mind and that it's easy to repeat. He said, when they spit, we hit. That right there is giving them license. If they see anything, water coming their direction, they're allowed to hit you. And it's in their heads. They're like, ah, ha, ha, hey, they spit, we hit. And they keep on saying, spit, hit, spit, hit, spit, hit. And anybody who starts something that does something like that, and not every one of these military men and women, but the ones who were chanting in the background of Donald Trump, hating on an American citizen that happened to be a leader of a democratic state, those men and women in the military will have no problem to pop off and hurt an American citizen, because they can't tell the difference. They're stuck in this MAGA mindset. They're stuck in this red hate. It's like, oh, we're red, we hate the blue. And it's like, in the military, you shouldn't be hating red or blue. You should be loving America and Americans. Okay? That's the way it should be. This political beef shit is not military grade shit. You should not, that's something they should not partake in. And if you go look at that video, they partook in that shit. So that tells you right there, you can't even trust your own military. There's too many of them that believe in this Trump shit. I ain't saying more of them do, but there's more than zero, and that's too many. Now, how many of those people that are less than that aren't a part of that are still out there that believe they're there to protect all Americans, no matter Republican or Democrat? How many of them are going to stand up and do something to the military men and women who have that red hate in them, or in this situation, the orange like hate that Trump has? They have it in their spirit too. How many of those who don't have it that's going to hold their military men and women in check? How many leaders that are going to put them in, bad positions if they do it, or tell them, I don't care what Trump says, the law is these are American citizens. Take that, spit and hate shit out your head. How many of our leaders are going to say that? We don't know. But they ain't going to say it out loud, and that's the part that sucks. Trump and his minions get to say this shit out loud. The people who are supposed to protect this country, they're too afraid to say what they got to say out loud. They want to always seem too perfect. We don't want to do this. No, you need to do it. Just like ABC just fired a guy. They put him on hold. Can't remember his name on top of my head right now. I got his picture of his face. They put him on leave for saying basically that Stephen Miller has hate in his heart, right? He lives for it. He eats hate. Just by interviewing, I think he interviewed Trump, and then this Stephen Miller, I guess, was there, and just being in Stephen Miller's presence, he realized how hateful Stephen Miller is, and actually put it on his Twitter or some shit like that. They got upset with it that he told the fucking truth, and somehow ABC suspended him, and he deleted the post, and then ABC fired him for what? ABC, come here for a second. Get closer. A guy who's been with you for 30 years or whatever it's been, off of one tweet, you suspend him. Off that same tweet, you fired him, and all he did was not on his news channel, but on his own personal Twitter or X, whatever, literally said what he felt about this individual based off the fact that this is how I know. You know what I'm saying? I've been in this dude's presence, and I know he eats hate. He's just a hateful human being. And so is Donald Trump. And you think that you're going to want your integrity. I'm sorry, ABC, you don't have integrity. How do you got integrity when you get sued for $15 million for literally telling people what you believe to be the truth at the time? You weren't lying. You just believed it to be true. And just like any news organization, when you don't get something right 100%, then you just recant. That's what news is all about. It ain't perfect. I was in news for so long. That's what news does. And they don't get sued over it. And if they do, they don't get punishment 9 times out of 10. But you capitulated. Gave up $15 million and became his little lapdog. Trump being his lapdog. And then all of a sudden, this man, I can't remember his name again. Somebody will tell me. Because I think Midas Touch One reached out to him. That's right, DJ. Is it Chuck Johnson? As whoever it's not Chuck Johnson, I think his name is, but let me look it up right now. But Terry Moran called Donald Trump a world-class hater. And here it is. This man told what he was in the presence of this dude, what he is. We all know that. But ABC, he's not allowed, not even on your station, but to tell the truth or even his opinion outside of the job. But let me get this straight. Fox reporters get to say whatever the fuck they want to do, even if it's lies, 100% non-truth. They cause Fox, all of them did. It wasn't just one. All of them lied about this Dominion shit. Every person on their station lied about it. $787 million worth of lies to their people. And they made an example out of one dude who had a lot of hate to begin with and a lot of lies he was spewing on his station, which they didn't care about that. But one. All the rest of these people still had their jobs. All of them still spewing BS. None of them got fired for the lies. They continue to lie. In ABC, you trying to hang on to some kind of moral thing? Excuse me. There is no morality in lying. If you haven't figured it out yet, the majority of Americans, and not the ones who are watching Fox, are tired of being lied to. And when this man told the truth, he's a champion to me. Because again, we are not in the old days of Walter Cronkite anymore. Those days aren't coming back. We are in the days of actually telling the fucking truth no matter whether it hurts or not. Not trying to be politically correct. No, tell it like it is. Donald Trump is a world-class hater. He's a racist. He's a rapist. He's a sexist. He's all of the above. And if I work for your station, you wanted to fire me for telling the absolute fucking truth. Who wants to be or see ABC if your station is all about hiding the truth and talking some bullshit that people don't want to hear no more? We don't want to hear you guys be like, oh, well, we can't really say, fuck you. We don't give a damn about, I can't really say this. Say it. If you find out that behind the scenes while you're recording this shit and there is no understanding that what he's going to say in a newsroom when tapes are recording, that he has some kind of privacy. He's not your fucking lawyer. You're not his lawyer. Whatever he says can be used. You didn't say off the record. And if it wasn't off the record, everything he says goes. But you guys want to stay in that pocket where he'll give us another interview so you can make your money to have him on your show instead of just telling the fucking truth. This man, Terry Moran, which somebody said, I had seen it as well, Midas Touch reached out to him. He's going to give him an opportunity, which I didn't know. Another person who left there, he mentioned, I can't believe it, I can't remember off the top of my head, went to Midas Touch, and they got that person like 200,000+ followers or something like that within the first day or two that she was there. Somebody else that was put on Midas Touch that used to be either on ABC or, oh no, MSNBC. Forgot her name. She's the Asian lady that was on MSNBC. They got let go at the same time with Joy Reid, but they let her have like weekend show where she was for a little bit. But I forgot her name on the top of my head. But yeah, she supposedly is on there, MSNBC, not MSNBC, but Midas Touch. I'll go look for her because I just found out about that yesterday. Actually, I forgot about it with all the stuff I was doing. But yeah, Joy Reid has her show up and running now. Yep, I saw like the intro. I haven't been able to watch it, but we'll start watching it coming soon. I don't know what time she comes on. I may have to record it. But yeah, these things are going on right now. I like the fact that this man literally told the truth, and I think all anchors now should. You can't have Fox sit here and lie. And it was so tripped out about it. And I've been in, I was in the news industry for years, for over 20 years. And the biggest problem that I saw in the news media and working behind the scenes is that, the far right wing reporters that are at Fox and the ones at the very liberal, whatever it may be, let's say if it was, that wouldn't be liberal, but let's say more middle of the road, like I worked at like a CBS, you would think because they both talk differently that they wouldn't be cool. Now these anchors go out and get drinks and have a good time and all stuff like that. The reality is the anchor that's on your show don't know about shit. All they know is like, oh, okay, you just got finished writing the script. Okay, let me read it over. Yep, I agree with that. Agree with that. Then they get in front of you and just blah 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 blah. They don't know what they're about to read most of the time, and if they do, they're just looking at a teleprompter. They may edit something, but they didn't write any of the stories. All they got is the intros. They play the fucking site, VO, come back. Intro, play a fucking package of somebody out in the field, come back. Read a little. These people are not always in tune to what the hell's on that piece of paper. They literally are readers. That's all they are, readers. You get trust because they read to you. But there's other people writing every story from behind the scenes. They're not writing these things. You trust them because you trust the writers behind them. But yeah, Don Lemon, I see that. Vera has his own show. So with this whole process of them not really being the trusted face, that's why you get some of them, and you saw like even Don Lemon, who would get, mad with certain things, is because, again, a lot of this stuff was coming from writers that you may not agree with. They'll either pass it up or keep reading because they don't really agree with whatever it is. But it depends on when that anchor got in whether they read the script or they just got on and did the show because everybody else produces it. When you get onto like these types of things, uh, they really have people who put it together, and they get the especially on podcasts, they get to put their team together, and they know who's really good writer, who's a good this, and has the same type of feel that they have, and that's a wonderful thing. Being able, I can't wait till I have a team to be able to do something like that. But I really kind of want to go a different way than just reporting the news. I really want to kind of help with the solutions as well. And then I will like further down the line once I get everything together, I'll start like I don't know if you've seen like I start just not want to debate people, but I will be talking to people and getting people's opinions on different things. I'm setting that system up right now. Um, some people always put like why did you vote for Trump or something like that. That's the type of thing, but not the same thing that they're doing. I don't feel like listening to nonsense. That stuff will drive me crazy. I'll go off on some people. Y'all know me. I will go off on some people having to do that all the time. But I'm gonna change it up a little bit. But I want to start talking to people and discussing things. And um, these other people when they do like try. I look at it all the time. There's one dude named Dean, a young kid, who debates them all the time, and it's entertaining to some degree. But it gets old trying to educate stupid people. Jim Acosta is good too. It gets old trying, Mark D. It gets old trying to talk to help out people who don't want to learn. But sometimes you get some who really are listening and trying to learn stuff. So that's pretty dope. I want to thank everybody for being here. Mark, I thank you, brother, for being here. Member Kristen. Louder. Is it the audio's down? I didn't change the audio. It's weird because how this thing will be close to me, and then next thing you know, it's too low. I don't know how that is, but I didn't do anything different. I'm right here. My mouth's on it. News should not be entertainment. Exactly, Chuck. Should not. I moved away. I probably was. If I moved like this over here. Yeah. All right, cool. Good you can hear me. Thank you for being here. I see that. Kristen and Mark. DJ, I appreciate you. Appreciate the gift. Did I say thank you? I did not. Thank you. I'm boycotting by not spending money Saturday in addition to not watching the parade. Most definitely, DJ. I'm not watching. Cynthia, welcome as a truth bomber. Welcome. I'm sorry I didn't see it earlier. Um, but yeah, I'm not. I'm protesting all of that because there's no reason to support something that's all focused on destroying people. And the whole idea is again, this man had bone spurs 5 times, and just the idea of having him and being celebrated when it should be a celebration of our military, of the men and women. If anybody should be getting celebrated, they should be bringing out generals and people who are military men and women who are 80, 90 years old, served in wars and saved lives. I know we got time for them, but if you're going to do some kind of parade, you should have just had them sitting out there. You don't deserve shit, Trump. You don't deserve anything. You were a coward then. You are a coward now. You wouldn't serve. You had 5 chances to do so, and you had these bone spurs that you can't even remember what foot it was in. It's just insane. Watch the Pope instead. The Pope doing something on that day? What is that day for the Pope? Roy Kong? Yeah, Chuck. Um, yeah, I thank everybody here. That's the thing about it is I realized, you know, that we can't beat this stuff without actually coming together. That's the only way we can. And to be able to grow and get more people to understand it. I don't know, oftentimes when I'm preparing for these shows, I wonder like what kind of change are we actually making? You know what I mean? Because it really bothers me that we can continue fighting and then there's no actual, or I keep talking about it, and there's no actual movement. Um, when you look at, and this is the thing also, when you look at it, it's like when the Republican Party wanted to elect Donald Trump, the insurrectionist in chief, uh, they spent millions of dollars putting into these people's pockets. They made them, these podcasters, famous. They poured so much money into them. They gave them teams. They did everything they could on top of Russia and everybody else to promote these people so that they push them up and they push out their propaganda. So much so they started interviewing them and putting them on news channels and take them here and there and all that, everywhere. And having them at their functions and things of that nature while they're paying them. And they told, while they were doing this, these podcasters, whenever somebody else, like a Democrat or a liberal or independent, had a strong following and a strong viral movement by actual hard work, and it would surpass them, even though they knew they weren't just getting big because they had it virally, because it's just organic. They had hundreds of thousands of dollars promoting each video, getting it out there so everybody saw it, targeting it so that it goes to those cities and states where they knew the racists thrived, focusing it really hard to get this country to start hating again. And then our group, Democrats, independents, were working off of, you know, whomever had a following. You know, Brian Tyler Cohen had his own following. Midas Touch had their own following. They weren't receiving hundreds of millions of dollars into their coffers to blow up 700 of them or 50 of them. It was one or two, three or four of them. That's it. None of them receiving any funds. Having to go organic just with the facts. Going up against millions of dollars of advertising to get them rich. These people doing it for them. And while at the same time saying, oh, you guys are paying your people. I remember when I was doing it, I had like, this before my TikTok account was stolen. I had over 200 some thousand. And I had a pretty nice following. And the people in my comments were like, you're taking money from the Dems. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But then I had to research, like, why are they saying that? Because their people were taking money from the Republicans. So they were projecting onto the Democrats as if it's a wrong thing to do to take money. They didn't care about us taking money. They just wanted to piss everybody off because it was something that they were already doing. They were already accepting money. They didn't want us to accept money so that we wouldn't have an advantage like they did. They're getting $400,000 checks, telling us we shouldn't get any money because what you're saying must be not true because you're receiving money from the DNC. And I was like, but you're receiving money from the RNC. You're receiving money from Russians. You're receiving monies from billionaires who are right-leaning. You're receiving money from the KKK. You're receiving all that money, and they're promoting your crap left and right. So much so, they're paying for them to have conventions for their podcast. Charlie Kirk was all over the place. The other dude was all over the place. They went from being dumbass podcasters saying some of the stupidest shit on the planet to spitting propaganda to getting so much money poured into their campaign, to their podcast, that they were able to go on tour to spew stupid shit. If that didn't have the energy of, or even the finances, that shit wouldn't have got no more than a few 100,000 views, period. Not millions. They would have never blew up. And that's what the Democrats need to learn from. You need to put money behind those telling the truth. Fuck all about politics. These people who are spitting the truth, talking about democracy, Your money needs to be going into their coffers to blow them up so that the world gets to see them. Because if they have to wait to get viral because of these algorithms, a lot of these algorithms, if you just mention Trump's name or you say something in a negative way toward Trump on X, on TikTok, even on YouTube, you don't get seen. Some of them will even give you a violation. You got to figure it out. How can you say it? If you're doing research on, let's say, like a Chat GPT or DeepSeek, it's mostly Chat GPT, whatever it may be, or AI, you mention something negative about, oh, this with Trump and this and that, it won't be able to do anything. It tells you can't do it. Not, it's against my policies. Not everything, but some things. When you mention Trump's name, I can't produce that. I can't do this. But you could turn around and say, well, then give me that about Obama. They'll bring up a photograph or whatever and create it. It's as easy as day. Won't have a problem with it. What about Biden? No problem with it. Create the exact same thing. You just change the name from Trump to Biden, and boom, it's fine for them to do. Trump can't do it. Crazy, y'all. Just crazy. Hey, Swift returns. Trump trolls. Oh, I hear you. Swift returns. Thanks for showing up. It's okay. It's pretty much over now. But I was just talking about it. Oh yeah, Roland Martin gets his stuff in too. And the thing is, again, my I look at when I watch their stuff, and I don't compare myself to anybody. I think everybody's brilliant in their own right. But I do look at quality and different things, and they do, and of course they have more talent that behind the scenes than I do. But I look at them and I'm like, wow, that's good, that's good, that's good. And the only thing that I find missing, which is a part of me, and that's what I think the issue for me is, there's no solutions. There's no solutions. It's all problems. Everybody's picking the story that reaches them, which I do. But then at the end, there's no way to solve it. There's no Democrat, and I ain't talking about on these particular shows either, but even Democrats, whenever I see a Democrat on some TV show or news or whatever it be, The View, or I don't care, all the different things I watch, podcasts, it's the same old cookie cutter stuff. We got to beat them in the next election. I'm like, that's 2 years away or whatever. What we gonna do now? There's not much we really can do. I'm like, so we just supposed to just listen to you just talk, and ain't nothing to do. You ain't got no. You guys aren't gonna be like marching together, like all of y'all come together and show some kind of solidarity. It's just no solutions, and you just sit there and be like, I'm just listening to each face talk about the same things, and then I'm watching the Dems or whoever they got in talking about nothing. We ain't gonna be able to do nothing. I mean, y'all gotta be able to do something, and you need to inform the people. Like I said, one of the major things, Dems, if you are listening, leadership that is, all of y'all need to go to one location. Forget all this going on whatever. You can go on tour if you have to, but we need to see some solidarity on the same shits. It seems to me that each one of you guys are on a tour to become the next leader of the Democrat Party. I ain't interested in none of that. I ain't interested in who's going to be the next running for president. That's a distance away. I want to know which one loves democracy enough, and how many of y'all going to come together on the same level of fighting. I don't care if it's marching, it going everywhere there's unrest. Every last one of y'all should be on a plane and being there supporting it. Getting on a mic and backing the people who are leading it. Talking about what's right, and at the same time telling them to be peaceful. But you should be out there just as much leading in these same situations alongside the leaders in each state, letting the people know, not one of y'all, as much as y'all can muster to get your ass there. If there's no unity, man, nobody's trying to watch one of y'all just act like you're the leader of the damn party or trying your best to become the leader of the party. That's just old. That's some old shit. Ain't nobody trying to just have one of you Democrats out here. I don't care who it is, whether it's AOC or you know, any of you. I don't care. I don't want to see one of y'all just doing this shit. Bernie Sanders, I don't even want to see them too. I want to see all of you. Jasmine Crockett, every last one of y'all together fighting for the same thing. Save democracy. Period. I don't give a damn about your own personal issues that's going on right now. I really don't. We all got that. But we're all dealing because you're in position to be a leader for the United States of America. You need to have your ass in front of these things, and you need to be telling us what we can do. Not the same old shit. We don't want to donate to you if you ain't doing shit. Stop sending us, help me do this. Fuck all that. I'm getting tired of seeing y'all begging for money and ain't doing shit. You ain't even gave the people a solid plan on how to fucking do anything against this crap. Eddie Gow said it. A Claude. I have to say his last name, Senior. He said it best. You guys need to come together and show some sign of solidarity for the American people and democracy. This individual tour to find out if you can become the next nominee for president, we ain't interested. The way we want our next president is a person who can bring us together and not divide us. And as these Dems go their separate way, trying to unite people in your own communities, we're trying to say, forget that. Unite the people all over the world. United States, at least. Not over the world. And then we can have some talks about whom we see to be the next leader. Forget all this party crap that y'all trying to go through, this organization, the DNC's organizing y'all like puppets. Fuck all that. The people come first. Your party comes second. It's time to get rid of party right this minute and focus on being an American, not a Democrat or independent, an American. Because we got one man that's trying his damnedest to not have America be a democracy. And we got too many millions of y'all so slow that you can't see it. You think we're just being, you're just being a little over the top. Really? Military on the ground in California over a protest where it's peaceful. When he sent the military, the people who were fighting and throwing bricks and setting a police car, whatever it is, on fire, that happened on day one. That didn't happen again. They're out there praying right now. Peaceful. And you got the military there in droves spending $130-something million for something that really didn't need to happen. What American thinks that $134 million of our money needs to be in California right now for something that's not on fire? A big ass lie that Fox keeps on perpetuating so they can be in good like partnership with Trump, his good graces. We're gonna keep on spewing this bullshit. Remember, Americans, these are the same people that told you that for $787 million that Dominion had messed up the election. Same people are now telling you California's on fire. They have not changed their ways because you're not holding them to account. If people who watch Fox stop watching it in protest because of the fact that they lied to you and they keep lying to you, then things will change. But it won't. Until for them, it won't. They get the most eyes on news. Fox does. I don't know. Midas Touch said it gets more than MSNBC, but I don't think they toppled Fox. I'm not sure. Right? Hey Alice, how you doing? Yeah, America is already falling because of our voters and politicians. Yeah, they act like something's like nothing's gonna happen. I'm like, dude, it's already happening. What you mean nothing's gonna happen? was it? Chuck said, in this room they follow some good podcasts. Like I see Jesse Dollamore, Reese Waters too. I like his show. I don't know his show. I see his videos. Tabitha Speaks. Love Tabitha. She's a mutual on TikTok as well. Yeah, Chuck. Yeah, he's the one here. He's the one wasting our tax dollars. $134 million for something that didn't need to happen. And then he's going to spend another 40 up to $47 million on this parade. Just the parade and the military being there is 100 and what? 177 million dollars. Two things that didn't need to happen. Why can't we focus on bringing down the price of shit? Why can't we focus on getting rid of these tariffs? I'm like, dude, what's the purpose of the tariffs again? I mean, come on. We all know these corporations are not coming back to America. So what's the reason for these tariffs again? These corporations are not coming back. Quit dreaming. It's not going to happen. And all this time, they keep on giving you numbers. Oh, we made so much money from the tariffs. We got so much money. Do you understand that money is the money that we're going to pay for? They're charging all of these corporations this extra money, 30% more. Do you really think when it comes to your kids going back to school, when it comes to whatever holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, give gifts for, when it comes to that time, do you really think these people are going to sell you the product for a good price, or that shit going to be sky high? It's going to be sky high. Right after the pandemic, our supply was small, was shortened because of Trump, and and of course the pandemic was a part of it, and then demand was low, right? We had a lot of something, but nobody was going to work. Everybody was at home. So let's say for fuel was every gas station was still full. But some of these things what they're doing has a shelf life, I'm guessing, because of the fact that they have so many coming in. But the reality was this gas was sitting in gas stations forever. It wouldn't be empty by the time the next shipment would come in because nobody was going to work or using their cars in that way. So Donald Trump asked for others to pretty much and our reserves to stop producing as much. Ask other countries to do the same. And then all of a sudden, when it's time to try, they were bitching and moaning, we need to open everything back up. And then, the CDC was like, you got to open it up in pockets. You can't just open it all up at once. That's not how you open up a pandemic. So they were pissed off about that. And slowly each state was coming. So they couldn't figure out the demand or couldn't figure out the supply because they didn't know what the demand was going to be like. But you gradually let it open so that you can control the demand. As you open it up a little bit, you see the demand is so many gallons. So, okay. And you knew what it was when we was running normally, so you just kind of like gradually move up until we're back to normal. Trump didn't know what the hell he was doing. So we had a bunch of problems trying to get this country back. And it had to be taken over by Biden. So Biden gets us back on the road again. Because of the supply and demand imbalance, prices were higher. But there was a point in there where we got back to normal. Prices were still higher, but the gas was still high. You were being gouged. And because the gas was still charging so much, you were still getting charged more for groceries as well. Because you understand is logistics. If the price of gas is higher, literally means when they're taking the eggs to the distributor, whatever it is, directly to the store, whatever it is, the price of what they have to pay for it, that gas increases in the price. It's costing me more gas to travel back and forth and deliver these eggs to the store. So therefore, for us to deliver it, the price used to be 15,000. Now it's 18. So now they got to figure out how to improve the egg prices or increase the egg prices, so therefore they don't lose any money. Well, they figured all that in, and then they gouged the shit out of us on all products. And these people gouged us, and that's what Kamala Harris was talking about. We were being price gouged. There's no reason that our prices should have been still that high. We had came back from the pandemic. We could have went back to the low prices or lower prices that we had pre-pandemic. And that's like right before Trump started coming in with that type of pressure that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was putting on them. Walmart, Target, and other like large box office or box companies, they were lowering prices. We're gonna help you guys out. We're gonna lower the prices this month, and that. They started lowering the prices. They could have done that a long time ago, but because they were getting the pressure, and people were saying, "Hey, you guys are gouging us," they started lowering the prices so that people would still shop with them. We had kept that pressure on, our prices would be low right now. But no, we got Trump in, who about faced on everything that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden was doing to bring the prices down, and then didn't focus on bringing shit down. They focused on other shit and charging tariffs and lying to the people that tariffs are taxes on other country, not on us. And then they espouse, we've made 500 billion or whatever number they said they made from tariffs since they put them on. And it's like, dipshit, that's our money. These companies bought it, but whatever they bought, they're going to charge us for. So how is that benefiting us? Our prices just went up even more. This man said he was going to lower prices, and as soon as he got in, he raised them. And then told people, oh, you're going to be in a few pain for a little bit, just a little pain. You never told us we were going to be in pain before. But how did those who voted for Kamala Harris knew that if he's going to throw tariffs on, price shit is going to go higher? These people believed in the magic beans and shit. When we were telling them, dude, he's not Jack and the Beanstalk. This dude don't have no magic beans. He's literally going to raise the prices. And instead, they ignored it, did their own thing. Now, they're having fits. But they won't tell you. They ain't posted a lot of videos about it. But if you know these people and they live around you, you'll hear them talking. Man, that's high. This is high. Things are so much high prices. But they ain't making no content about it. Because they don't want to admit they fucked up in voting for Sir Dipshit. They don't want to admit that. And they'll never admit it. But it is what it is. Thank you for all being here. And why going low? Military industrial complex is the technocrats like Elon. Yeah, a lot of these people making money off of us, and we got to figure out a way. Like I said, with partners, we're going to start buying things that we buy so that we can, wherever it come from, like corporations from, if it's from China, Brazil, even if it's in the United States, so that we can take the power away from billionaires. And again, those types of things I'm still working on, and I'm about, I'll say about 60% done. So every time I get off, I go right back to working on that. And other things as well. I got like 4 things going. I spend a few hours on each one of them in a day. Yeah, I don't sleep much, but I'm sleeping better now. Sleeping better now though. But anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. Every day I come here at 5:30 or close to it after I get finished working, and to share what I think about the day. And I'm always working on solutions because that's what I do. Is solutions. I talk about all the crazy stuff that's going on, but solutions is my thing. That's my jam. I love finding a solution to something so that we don't have to go through it no more. And I've been working on, how to keep democracy and things we need to do. I've been working on how we can basically defund the billionaires and buy it ourselves and not rely on them, keep them out of the process. Working on that. um, you know, how to curb poverty, the things that Americans really care about. My thing is to be inclusive. Um, I have no problem with people in their own cultures helping each other out. I love it. I do it myself because there's something about like I'm like most thing I tell people is this is like I'm not one of those people who say they don't see color. I see color. I just appreciate each color, right? So I don't sit here and say, oh, there's this and that. No, I see people. If you're Italian, I see you. If you're Irish, I see you. European, I see you. You're African, I see you. You're Black in America, I see you. You're Indigenous, I see you. You're Chinese, Korean, Thai, Japanese, I see you. I don't ever want to be that person that says color doesn't matter. It does. It just means, and race doesn't matter. It does. It just means you don't have to be exclusive. You're inclusive. You appreciate it and learn about the culture as the proximity that you're in. If you're in a community where there aren't a lot of any other things than just your culture, then you don't have to learn Chinese or Japanese to say hello. But if it's around you, why not? Why not? You know what I mean? I try, but I look at it. I appreciate all, and I focus on how can I make people who are black have a better life, because who else is going to do it? I wouldn't expect a white person or a Latin person or any Asian person to be focused on black issues. You know what I'm saying? But I do expect them to be focused on American issues. So it can be all of the above, right? We don't have to compete with it. Just unify around the beauty of having all of us here. We were all here for a reason. And it's not to fight each other, it's to appreciate each other and lift one another. That's the type of America I want to live in. That's the type of America I want my kids, my friends, and even you to live in. That we're not here to compete. We're here to give our best and leave behind a better generation than the one we lived in. All right. See you on the other show. All right, DJ, you take care. Everybody else, y'all take care. I see you. I got another show Wednesday. I should have been gone already, but I had to get this out of my heart. We got another show coming up on TikTok, and that is Mental Health Day. So we got to deal with our mental health. We meditate the beginning to end, and in the middle, we watch a documentary or something of that nature. All right? All right, then. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5:30 Pacific Standard Time. As always, I'll see you when I see you. Take care.